I always kind of thought Silver Bells was like the annoying little cousin to Jingle Bells, and it is, and I never really liked the song, but then I heard Andrea sing it, so hey, let's do a lesson on it. I'm gonna link you to the version that we're gonna talk about here. This could be a very interesting lesson in how to add melody notes to chords, if that's something you're interested in, and we're also gonna do kind of like an open chord, easy way to do it. All right, so basically what we're gonna do is gonna sound like this. So we're doing this in the key of G, even in the version I'm going to link you to, it's in the key of F sharp. But the key of G is a people's key, and it's the holiday season, so we're doing this for the people, all right? Now the easy way to do this is 3/4 timing, which means you count to 3. G, C, and D are our chords. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 to C, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, D, 2, 3. 2 bars, 1 bar of G, 1 bar of D, back to G. That's it. You can play the whole song like that if you want to. So, in the key of G, these chords, G is 1, A, B, C is 4, D is 5. It's a 1, 4, 5 progression. Very, very common, very simple to kind of get your hands under. So, we've got 1, 2, a 4, 2, a 5, then 1 and 5. Now I want to talk about that 1 to the 5 at the very end, okay? The last spot for chords split bars is 1 bar of G and 1 bar of D. The reason that is because the progression ends on a G and starts on a G. So you don't want to have a bunch of G's all over. I haven't seen that many G's since my family reunion. And a good way to split it up to start that kind of sequence, that G, C, D, G sequence again, is you go to the 5 and then go back to the 1. Okay? So that's just kind of like a songwriting tip for something you might want to see. But basically, the way I want to talk more about is that thing right there where we're adding notes from the melody. So this is a G bar chord right here. So I'm just barring the 3rd fret, 5A, 5D, 6G, and we're gonna add these notes. Okay, so the notes, the target melody notes we're looking to add, that maybe a singer's singing, maybe you're complimenting a singer with, 3E, 5-3B, and 4G. Okay, now I want to add those notes on top of this G chord. On top meaning the highest note. Usually when you're adding a melody to a chord, you want it to be the highest note because it kind of stands out a little bit more. So I'm playing this finger style where my pointer, middle, and ring finger are grabbing the G, B, and E strings. So I'm kind of raking it. I'm getting my thumb on the low E string and then raking the other notes. And then you can kind of like have your pinky be like a free agent. So the first rake, I'm getting that first melody note on top. 3E, 5B, 3B, and then 4G. So I'm playing this, but on top of the chord. So you'll notice that the length of my strum or my stroke is gonna end on whatever melody note is there. So it's less about having to memorize where your fingers go and stuff like that, and it's more about thinking about what note is on top, and that's like a cool way that you can make your own arrangement for any kind of song, all right? So we're gonna go to a different chord voicing. This is a C major 7 chord voicing, all right? So your pointer finger is rooted on the 8th fret of the low E string. Your ring finger is getting the 9th fret on the D string, pinky right behind it, 9G. Middle finger, 8B, and then the money shot right here is having your pointer finger kind of smash into the 7th fret on the high E string, because that's the melody we need here is, screw that up. So 7E, 10B, 8B, 9G, 8B, 9G. We're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna do those notes over this chord. All right? So again, it's not about memorizing the positions, it's about finding the right notes and adding them to a chord voicing. And usually you can do that in a lot of different chord shapes by just using your pinky to reach for what you're going for. And then the next one's gonna sound like this. Okay, this is gonna be that D chord, the 5 chord. The voicing we're gonna use is gonna be right here, rooted on the D on the E string, 10th fret of the low E string, 9th fret of the A string, 10th fret of the D string, and the 11th fret of the G string. So the melody, okay, so again, the notes for the melody would be G string 11, 11, 12, 10B, 12, 11, 12. All right, now to add this to this chord voicing, you can just use your pinky to find that other note. Okay, but I think the way that we were doing it is to get that last note, that G note, the 12th fret on the G string, we're gonna go back to the G chord. And then you can use any D7 voicing to point it back at the initial G chord. C, D, G, D7. And then for the chorus, the chords are gonna be the same, but we're just gonna search for different target melody notes. So the Silver Bells part, we've got 4G, 5G, 3B. Simple enough, we can just do that. All right. I'm just using a regular G major bar chord. Pinky's coming down to swing into that. So the next part is going to be open 2, 3. If we wanted to have after the, we can do that over C chord. Again, whatever chord voicing you choose, you can do a C major. A lot of different ways you could go for it, but it's the same chord. So really just kind of like play around with them, find the note that you're looking for, and think about the direction and movement that you're taking a piece. So it's really all just about kind of maybe making a fingerstyle arrangement. You can do the same thing with a pick. Really, again, you know, it's all about just making your own version, but simple song. I think it turned out pretty cool. And if you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comment section, Instagram, Twitter, or the website. Happy holidays, everybody.